Hi, welcome back to the channel. I'm Nautical Nautica, and today we're going to be looking at the Legacy United release of Transformers Victory Galaxy Shuttle. Now, this figure is a repaint of the Siege Astrotrain mold with a new head and I think a little bit different tooling for some parts. I'm not entirely sure. I don't have the Astrotrain mold. He's primarily white with a lot of black as a secondary color, and then he has some red here, blue here, and then if you look down here, he has a bit of yellow, which is kind of difficult to see with the lighting, especially when it's on white paint. To me, he wears the mold a bit better than Astrotrain, just from the pictures I've seen. Then again, I don't have Astrotrain. Maybe my mind will change once I get one. Although I'm pretty sure I'm just going to stick with the Titans Return Astrotrain, because that one just seems to be the right size. Bot mode's not crazy accurate to the source material from Transformers Victory and the Zone OVA. For starters, his chest is actually just the middle of his shuttle, as opposed to the cockpit, which instead of going here, is now put in his legs because of the Astrotrain transformation. Honestly, to me, accuracy is not very important in this figure specifically, especially when A, he's not a studio series, and B, this is the first release of this character in Hasbro markets. So they had to take some liberties, especially with just a repaint budget. And also, to begin with, he didn't triple change in the original show. He was just a shuttle. Adding that train mode is an interesting touch. For articulation, we have full 360 at the head, with a little up and more down than up. Universal shoulder joint, which is impeded by the wedge at the top of the shoulder, which I don't really know why they put that there. I don't remember Astrotrain or Galaxy Shuttle having that, but it goes all the way back because it's blocked by the wing, and then that way, and then out, and then if you untransform it, it can go all the way like that. But I don't think you want that unless you're getting some crazy poses involving those arms. We got some bicep rotation and double elbow. He also has sword-wielding wrists, although he does not come with a sword. But if you have an extra sword lying around, I'd say give it to him. He has 360 waist rotation, so you can go all the way around with no impediment. Hip skirts can move out of the way, and doing that allows the leg to go that much up, this much back, this much out, and no inward movement, which I'm not gonna complain about it, especially because the mold is older, and also, like, it's not that important as a part of the figure. We also got a 90-degree knee and very slight ankle articulation that is so slight that it's barely even noticeable, so I don't really use it at all. Galaxy Shuttle comes with a box of surprises with many goodies. Let's take a look. Opening the compartment, we have a ton of weapons that he can use. We have this blaster he comes with, which is painted to represent the gun that he is most known for carrying during Transformers Victory. This gun, which resembles a minigun type blaster, I'm not entirely sure where it comes from, but I'm pretty sure it's just a repaint off of Astrotrain. A pair of red rifles that, again, probably come from Astrotrain. And finally a rocket launcher dealio, which, probably also from Astrotrain. A lot of stuff from this is from Astrotrain. It's a repaint after all. Now the box itself, at least the interior of it, is based off of the fueling battle platform he had in Victory, with its blue and the yellow helipad type spot. And due to the nature of the mold, it can take many different shapes, including this one, and this one. The silver parts of the storage car do come off, and they act as sort of shoes for Galaxy Shuttle. They give Galaxy Shuttle a little bit of height, and they allow me to indulge in my super mode stupidity once again. as you can see, even if the super mode wasn't really intended, they did give you a way to combine all of the weapons and combine the robot in a way that makes him look more powerful. The gun is actually on the box, and it is very Power Rangers-esque, I think. Like, there are quite a few Power Rangers shows where they combine all of their weapons together in a fashion very similar to this. For the back of the bot super mode, we have these wings that I put out the train parts to add just a bit more length to. And with this section, I just laid it out like so, connecting the 3 ports from this bit into the 3 ports used for the thrusters. And then I just flipped the parts that were like this on the base robot mode and put them like that. Now let's get him transformed. The transformation itself is smooth, but some force needs to be applied with the leg transformation getting unpegged and making sure everything stays in line. And before anyone points out the gap here, I know it's there. I tried getting rid of it. I have pushed as far as I can, and it does not stay shut. You can get it to be like this, but then as soon as you let go, it separates again. I don't know how to fix this on the shuttle mode. If somebody does have a fix, put it in the comments. The shuttle mode has the general shape and vibe of a space shuttle, but it's still like weirdly designed toward the back. Very Siege-like, where it's like, oh, we don't have to make an accurate vehicle mode because it's just a Cybertronian alt mode. But it looks like exposed wires and machinery. It doesn't look right. It just looks unfinished, which I suppose is also just a drawback of being a triple changer, because, you know, he has to have other parts do other things, but as you'll see later, that's kind of not a good excuse for this figure. The cargo hold transforms to become the fuel platform / battle station for Galaxy Shuttle. In the show, he would just, like, fly around like this sometimes, which is not aerodynamic, but also it's space. Aerodynamicism does not matter in space. And it was a sci-fi anime from the 90s. Again, what are you going to expect? You can't expect the best out of this. And it's, at least from the show version. With this, I think they did the best with what they could. Now let's take this guy and turn him into his train mode. And there we have the train mode. It is far more complete, in my opinion, than the shuttle mode, especially because there's no visible gaps on top. I think the only issue I have is the wheels on the side. Their, like, rail bar doesn't really go in all the way, which is a bit disappointing, but we got entirely functional train wheels, which I think is pretty cool. Although it still doesn't roll the best, as a lot of it is dragging on the ground. The cargo box can fold up and store all of the weapons, and plug in to the end of the train via the thruster ports from the shuttle mode. This kind of gives it a more complete look, in my opinion, just fills out the alt mode a bit more. I just love how the train actually tabs in together all the way, and I love the, like, more unified color scheme, although I wish it used different black paint so you could actually see the detail. It's definitely difficult with my camera to see it, and in person you can kind of see it, but it's still muddied out. Okay, for final thoughts, if you're looking for an accurate Galaxy Shuttle figure, unfortunately, I don't know if we're ever going to get that in a Generation style toy line. But the idea of Galaxy being a triple changer is interesting, although it does kind of remove all of his identity and just makes him into a repaint of Astro Train. Hopefully, when they release a Generation style Armada Jetfire, they eventually do a redeco of Galaxy Shuttle, especially because Armada Jetfire is in design based off of Galaxy Shuttle, if not personality. Especially because Galaxy Shuttle didn't really have much of one. He was only shown for a little while in the show, especially because he's just the Micromaster taxi service. That being said, Galaxy Shuttle, for the little personality that he is shown in the show, has still become one of my favorite Transformers Victory characters. Because what little we do know of him, he is very protective of his friends, and he will defend them and Earth no matter what. And I think that's just a really good trait for an Autobot character to have. But for me right now, it's tied between him and the Dino King gang, which for them it's just because they're comedic relief, and honestly, I feel very sympathetic towards them. They deserve a lot more. I am hoping that this figure being released not just once but twice is a sign that this guy is going to end up being in more shows and more movies, hopefully. Although I kind of doubt it, especially given his niche one show only status. Also, did you know that apparently one of his main abilities is summoning a bunch of asteroids to wherever he's battling to cause massive area of effect damage? That's kind of insane and a little overpowered for a flying bus, don't you think? Also, this figure wasn't just in the background for fun, or by figure, I mean box. And by box, I mean a box with a model kit in it. If we hit, let's say, 50 subscribers, I will do either a live stream or just a normal video of me building this guy in real time, no real edits or anything, just because something fun, you know? So make sure you subscribe, hit the bell icon if you want to know when I post, and make sure you comment your thoughts on this figure, on the prospect of this being a thing, on whatever you want to see next. All right, have a good day. But again, I don't have Astro Train. Maybe my Universal Soul. We also got a 90-degree